Andrea Gigline with us, Dr. Success, always positive, always encouraging, always uplifting. And we're just talking about age and trying to get
You were talking about age. I was not talking about age.
Trying to get to the young people. You know, I think it's a great credit to people in our age category that really want to reach down and say, we want you to be the very best you can be. And I think we're seeing a lot of that. We want to share what we know, and maybe it would help you.
And you know, so many young
life.
people, many times children think because a parent says something, it's like, well, I have to do it because you say it, and because you say it, it's right. That's not the point. It's not because I say it that it's right. It's because I've been there.
Right. And what I believe, you know, there's a line about rearing adolescents that by the time they become an adolescent, your job is to become nothing but a consultant. And what do consultants do? They keep their mouth closed and they listen, because your child has already heard everything that you need to hear. And that's, to me, you know, one of the many miraculous things about carrying forth the message that a child created. He had the wisdom of the ages in a very small body, in a very sick body. All the things that we boomers are deathly afraid of, that our bodies will give out on us, that we're facing death, things that we do not want to have to address as we merge through these next decades. Someone at a very young age overcame them all and became a known peacemaker. And he was teaching us, and now in the second book, The Messenger, what his mom has set out to do at the instruction of this child before he passed. When he saw that his mother was having an impossible time letting go, here was a woman who knew that she carried the DNA that had, you know, her children had this form of muscular dystrophy, and that this child was the one she thought she was going to get to live longer and had already impacted the world in such an incredible way. She did not want to let him go, no matter how much pain he was in. And he looked at her at one point and he said, "Mom, do not live by my ashes. You must bring your life alive by taking my message forward." So what did she do? She's created not only this book to explain the stories to people like me to get behind, you know, what she's doing, but she has taken his books, written at his, you know, and gone into the high schools and creating missions of compassion, trying to carry his message that we have the capacity to become peacemakers. This was a child who, when the Oklahoma bombings occurred, he was, I believe, 4 or 5 years old when that occurred. His mom went and was trying to explain to him what had happened, and she said, "We need to pray for the children who died." And he said, "Mom, we need to pray for the people who did this, because they're the ones who have lost God."
Very, very well put.
Okay? And we as adults keep facing things and we forget who is it that we really have to go back to. So what he has asked his mother to do was carry my legacy. She, whether knowingly or unknowingly, chose the population base, which was where his life on this earth left off. And so I don't know, I haven't read anywhere, and I've been trying to figure that out when it struck me, that she's actually chosen to go into the population with his early books of poetry to teach high schoolers compassion and how to become peacemakers.
Amazing.
I mean, it is amazing how one soul who lives for 14 years, Jimmy Carter did the eulogy at his funeral. I mean, it is miraculous what we're capable of, and I think it's time for we boomers to be reminded that it is never too late.
We lose touch.
We do.
We lose touch. We were talking about that with looking for that. We lose touch to innately what things are being said to us. Intuitively, we know if we will be in touch.
Yeah. Oh, that very, very well put. And also the passion. We were talking about the passion. I think that's the thing about age.
Yeah.
I think once we lose passion for life,
correct,
for those kinds of things, I think that's the time to go. Once there's no passion, there's nothing that's gripping you that you want to move forward, I think that's when we lose
and that's
the
one of the
essence
things,
of life.
So this kid, here he is with all these things going wrong. He was still setting goals not only for himself, but he was setting expectations for the people around him who he loved.
Yeah.
Andrea, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Very moving, very touching, very inspirational, as always. Thank you, Andrea.